everyone. So I'm gonna do a quick little video on installing stair treads. This is the Flooret Modin Couture signature full stair tread, and there's like nothing on YouTube for installing full stair treads. There's tons of stair nosing and other videos, so hopefully this helps you guys if you're in my situation. So you're gonna get your full stair tread, and it's going to look something like this, at least from this manufacturer. I'm sure they're all very similar. I'm gonna get this full length piece. Okay, so it's gonna come with these little ends for the returns, and it comes with the return pieces. All right, so you're gonna measure your stair, and I made a jig, that very simple tool you can use to get the stair width. However, you know, I guess if you have a perfectly straight edge, you can trust it, but I don't trust it because my very first stair tread came out a little wonky. So I did basically a two-step process. So the first thing is this jig, very simple construction. Plank, and then your end pieces have a slit, just a simple bolt, washer, and wing nut, okay? And then, let me see if I can get my foot on this. When you put on the stair, all right, you put it on your stair, and you basically align it, all right, get it seated nice and flush on both ends. You tighten it down, and then you take that to your stair tread, and you would basically draw your line, your cut lines, right? But then those angles don't usually come out perfect. So I get a little thing, I got this from Walmart for $6. Okay, little multi-angle tool where you just loosen the corners. Okay, sorry for the phone being all over the place. Doing this one-handed. And you just push it up into your corner, get your perfect angle, tighten it all down, and then you take that over and you would put it flush on the edge of your, stair tread, right? Obviously I didn't tighten this down for the video. You put it flush right there, and you would draw your line and cut perfectly along that line, and then put it back with this angle, right? Never trust it to be the same on both ends. Get that exact angle, do it to the other side, draw your line, cut, and then you get a perfect fit, okay? This one's got a tiny bit of a gap, perfectly flush over there. So then you just have to really pay attention to what blade you're using, the thickness of your blade, and where you actually cut in regards to where your line is, whether you cut center line or the edge of one side or the other of the line, okay? Now, the other problem you run into is that most stair treads will come just about, I want to say they come about this long, right? So you've got a gap that you got to cut off. Well, the hardest thing for that, to get that right, is not cutting a line just perfectly straight, because sometimes the stair, when your house is built, the stairs are not perfectly symmetrical. So again, from Walmart, just a little gauge tool, right? Gives you very specific measurements. So what do? You go under here, and you measure. So let's pull this out a little bit as if it wasn't cut yet. You do your inside spacing, right? And you put those little pieces in the gap, because you see there's the stair nose right there. So you're gonna put those, see if I can get under there and show you, right there, and you just space it out, right? And then you get your reading. That's obviously not even close to being accurate for what mine were, but it doesn't matter what your readings are. Do it for the left side, do it for the right side. That way, if they're within like 0.02 of each other, you just cut it to the smallest one. And if they're dramatically off, then you know you're gonna have to cut a diagonal line from this end to that end. And then you'll get a nice, perfect fit. So then what do? Well, if you're like me and you're on a budget, go to Home Depot or Lowe's and pick up one of these clamps right here, right? It's just a straight edge. This is the Bora brand, B-O-R-A. Okay, this is not an affiliate video or any sort of sponsorship. I'm just a random DIYer, and these are the things that I picked up. Okay, so you put it down, you make your measurements, right? So whatever your measurement is, you would make your marks. What I did was I measured from here, from the edge of my saw plate, all the way to the inside edge of my blade, right? And what that does is give me the exact measurement that I can then add. And I just wrote it down so you don't forget it, because you're gonna have different measurements on every step. So 5.03 for me, add to the 0.51 or the 0.37 or whatever it is. And then you just draw that line, right? You would just make your mark wherever that may fall on both ends, clamp it, cut it, and you're good. And then when you slip these bad boys in, it will fit like a glove, right? Little to no gap, okay? These were my very first two that I ever did, so they're really trashy. I'm not gonna show you those ones, but here's another one, right? Look at this. All the way down. Now there is some gap back in here, just because obviously this is a 25-year-old house. So the stairs they were either just not built completely symmetrical, or they just warped over time. So you'll see like it'll be flush on the ends and whatnot. But I mean, those minor gaps aren't too much to worry about. But hopefully that helps.